Everyone following Matt Armstrong and his recent rebuilds thought his next video was going to be another Chiron update. And honestly, it would have made a lot of sense, because that rebuild is almost done. Everything is starting to come together. The whole automotive world were expecting the Chiron update. But instead, Matt completely flipped the script. To be honest, nobody saw this coming. The Bugatti CEO would not be happy to hear this one. Matt Armstrong just bought a repossessed Bugatti Veyron. Before we continue, let me explain what this actually means. There are only 450 Bugatti Veyrons in the whole world. And the crazy part is, Bugatti has stopped producing it. According to Bugatti, the Veyron was never meant to be a production car. It was a technical exercise to prove a point. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. Hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Now let's continue. The history of this car is absolutely shocking. Stay till the end as I uncover the story behind this car. Firstly, you need to understand that the car was seized from its owner. It has unknown faults, no history, just a set of keys. This Veyron was originally built for Dubai, where Bugatti specced their cooling systems to handle extreme heat. So, when Matt Armstrong bought it, he started it up. The faults began to show by itself. The diagnostic tool pulled 20 to 30 fault codes on the first scan. Matt cleared them all, but this one particular fault caught his attention immediately: a misfire. What made that fault significant wasn't just the fault itself. It was the fact that his friend, Mark, a fellow Bugatti owner who had also bought a Veyron with a broken gearbox, had an almost identical misfire code on his car. That was too close to be coincidence. One thing you need to understand is, the Veyron doesn't change gears mechanically the way most cars do. It uses solenoids, electronically controlled valves that open and close to direct transmission fluid, which then physically pushes the gear selector into position. But for any of that to happen, the system needs oil pressure. And that pressure is generated by a dedicated electronic pump that should activate the moment you open the car door. The fault code confirmed it. The pump had exceeded its switch-on time. It had either been running dry with no fluid to pressurize, or it had been trying to run and failing entirely. Either way, without pressure, the solenoids had nothing to work with. And without the solenoids, the gearbox was dead. Matt started working through the problems methodically. He pulled the rear bodywork off and located the coolant reservoir, topped it up, and the coolant warning disappeared. First fault resolved. Then, he put the car on the ramp and stripped every undertray from the floor. He noticed something very familiar. The fault was similar to the one he had seen on the Lamborghini SVJ, which he had previously rebuilt, a car that also lost its gears because transmission fluid was leaking from a solenoid. If the Veyron had the same leak, that means he would find it underneath the car. But then, he found nothing. Everything was dry, which meant the answer was somewhere else entirely. Matt called Carl Hartley, one of the most respected independent Bugatti specialists in the UK. Carl knew the car. He had actually attempted to buy it himself, but he opted out. Why? Because he saw the repair bill and made a very calculated decision. Walking away from the finance was cheaper than fixing whatever had broken. The car then got repossessed, and eventually it found its way to a salvage auction. Now this is where things get very interesting. An old photograph emerged online showing Mark McCann's Veyron, the one with the broken gearbox, with Matt Armstrong's Veyron parked directly behind it, which meant that at some point, the same person had owned both Veyrons. They both developed gearbox faults, and they ended up repossessed. The history was becoming clear, but the fault still wasn't. So when Matt noticed that misfire fault, his whole attention shifted to it. The working theory centered on the secondary air pumps. These are the pumps responsible for injecting air into the exhaust system on a cold start, heating the catalytic converters faster, and cleaning up emissions while the engine is still warming up. A cold start misfire is a textbook symptom of these pumps failing, and Matt had not heard them activate once since the car arrived. The mechanism of failure was straightforward. When the solenoid opens to allow airflow, but the pump itself isn't running, exhaust gases reverse direction and flow back up through the same chamber. The lambda sensors, which measure exhaust composition to manage fueling, receive a false reading. The engine management system responds to data that doesn't reflect reality. And the result is a misfire that looks electrical, but is actually caused by a plumbing failure. The pumps were tested directly off the car. All four worked perfectly. The hardware was fine. Whatever was stopping them from activating was upstream, in the control circuit, not the components themselves. And that observation led directly to the answer. The specialist's assessment was straightforward. 2 failed relays was unlikely. 1 failed fuse feeding both circuits upstream was far more probable. Matt pulled the wheel arch lining, accessed the fuse box from underneath, and began checking every fuse individually, without a wiring diagram, without a reference guide, working blind through each one. Most were fine. Then he found it. A 40-amp mini fuse had melted completely into the fuse box housing. The fuse next to it had sustained heat damage as well. A 40-amp mini fuse is not a standard fitment on a Bugatti Veyron. Someone had been repeatedly blowing fuses on this circuit, uprating the amperage each time rather than diagnosing the root cause, until the fuse was so oversized it stopped blowing entirely and started generating heat instead. It stopped functioning as a fuse. It became a direct bridge, passing current straight through regardless of load. It had been sitting like that long enough to cause visible damage to the surrounding housing. The fuse feeding the secondary air pumps sat directly next to it, also damaged by the heat. 2 circuits, both dead. Both traced back to one fuse that somebody bodged rather than investigated. Matt replaced it with a standard 30-amp fuse. He opened the car door. The gearbox pump activated immediately. Pressure built steadily. The pump tone shifted, the same change in pitch it produces when the hydraulic system reaches the threshold it needs. Then it cut off cleanly, exactly as designed. Matt selected neutral, then drive, then reverse. All 4 wheels turned. A fault that had made the car worthless. That had caused its owner to abandon the finance and walk away. That had stumped everyone who looked at it. That carried a factory replacement quote of £300,000. Fixed with a fuse from Halford's. The Veyron was never broken. It was just waiting for someone who would actually look. But the story doesn't end here. The misfire still needs resolving. The coolant leak needs attention. The car needs a full service before it goes anywhere near a public road. And Matt's goal, to drive the Veyron to Monaco, is still some way from becoming reality. If this is the kind of content you love to watch, subscribe now. There is a lot more of this story still to come.